Hello, good morning. We are Team 4 and we will talk about Lean Improvement Case Study of Sur. Company information. Osur is an Icelandic biomedical engineering company engaged in the manufacture, distribution, and sale of prosthetics, orthotics, and compression therapy. It specializes in the development of high-tech orthopedics devices. Problematic: in the Osuri company, there is a process in which an roll of carbon fiber of uh, 117.64 square meters is cut to the size of the prosthetic model they produce. This process leaves a quality of waste that is not used for anything and is discarded. The percent of waste is 38%. Continuous improvement is an approach to operational process improvement that is based on the need to continually review operations for problems, reducing costs, timelines, rationalizing, and the other factors that together allow for optimization. The most used tools for the continuous improvement model. PDCA refers to the point of plan, identify an opportunity and plan the change. The apply change on a small scale. Check. Use the data to analyze the result of the change and determine if it has supposed difference. Act. If the change has been successful, scale it up and continually assess your result. If the change did work, start the cycle again. 5S. It is a fundamental visual management tool within lean manufacturing and used usually as a starting point to introduce continuous improvement in the company. Its mission is to optimize the state of the work environment, facilitate the work of employees, and enhance your ability to detect problems. 1. Safety classification. It consists of identifying and separating the necessary materials from the unnecessary ones and getting rid of the latter. 2. Satan order. It is about establishing the ways in which the necessary material should be located and identified so that they are easy and fast to find, use and replace them. 3. Say-so cleaning. Based on identifying and eliminating source of dirt, ensure that all media are always in perfect condition. 4. Seiketsu standardization. The object is to easily distinguish a normal situation from an abnormal one by means of simple and visible rules for all, giving rise to a visual control. 5. Shingetsuke discipline. It consists of for working permanently in accordance with the installation rules. Advantage of implementing the 5S methodology: reduction, reduce the risk of accident, improvement of internal communication process, reduce search time for item you need, provide, a systematic process for continuous improvement, increase reliability of deliveries, the, their delays, oh, and finally, less unnecessary movement and transfers. Sadie, uh, for case certain cards that implement the identify materials and tools to be used, they will be eliminated or keep within the work center. To Satan case. During the stay in the company, we were able to notice that many tools and accessories that they were misplaced or developed to another station because we are not allowed to take photography and graphic representation of the station already organized ways made. The manual station ThoughtWorks tablet were implemented with the plastic rules embedded in ornamentation for your best use and comfort. In addition, it was established that on the right-hand side were table, only the cleaner with its respect written two adhesive tapes. The, the situation with the bagging station was similar. The only difference was the another material, the tape. With this new order, the working felt much more comfortable working. In addition to avoiding having tools or material that do not they belong to the activities carried out at each station. Retention. The main resort The main sources of dirt and debris in the manual and bagging station are scrap of plastic rolls and strips of wasted tape on the table and on the floors. This situation causes the activity carried off the table to be hindered. The solution most obvious was to implement small trash cans so they were constantly throwing these residues and do not accumulate on the beach. Another source of the dirt and what's causing the peaks in the carbon fiber is the ventilation system on the area. Is as it is asks constant cleaning and cause many dust lead particle to settle on the carbon fiber molds throughout the process, which affect the quality of prosthesis. Therefore, it was established that each week the rates on the air condition to avoid dirt and eliminate that constant activity of the veiny cleaning the most. 4. Seiketsu. The following tracking format to keep the area clean is an example of the one used implement for manual and bagging station. This is caused because these stations are constantly fighting for lack of the material such as a tape. 5. Shitsuke. To create the ideal condition that promote of order the implementation of this method, the supervisor of the area we have the responsibility of educating the staff on the principles and techniques of the 5S and promote self-judgment and initiative as well as motivate and involve employees in the methodology. Besides that, it should be taught by example. Is the ways and empathy which employ and avoid cynicism. It is a very important that there is a commitment from management and employee to implement the 5S. In turn, workers will have the responsibility to continue learning about the implementation of the 5S as well and enthusiastically in assuming this dynamic. And it is vital, it's important that they collaborate in this meeting. Their knowledge is acquired during the implementation of the 5 points. Operators were given a small white format that will help them inspect their area and the beginning and end of their days is the way maintaining the standards already established. As we know, implementation and new quality culture in a company is often difficult because employees do not show enthusiasm or participation in it, but not this was the case. The employees were excited and want to learn more about the methodology and this implementation. In addition, the proven ideas to meet the standards that were implemented. Waste treatment identification. And the other company, there is a process in which a roll of fiber is cut from carbon tailored to the protested model they produce. This process leaves an amount of waste that is not used for anything the waste that the company produced the most. Other is the carbon fiber found in the production of flax food, chicken, leg proteins. Setting subject. Osur has an environmental policy that says our, our object is based on minimizing the negative environment impact or of Osur through the prevention, reduce of control of waste and pollution produced for our operations, comply with all applicable environmental obligations and commitment, focus on the continuous improvement of the environmental management system employee, complete. Our objects uh, ensure employee participation, measure to minimize the waste that may be generated, and as mentioned about the measure take are the prevention, reduce of control of waste and pollution, reduce by our operator. Complete. We all apply environmental application and commitment. Focus on the continuous improvement of the environmental management system complete our objectives. Encourage employee participation. Taking this point into account, the company has three ways in which can recycle carbon fiber. Mechanic recycle methods consist of reduce the particle size of composed material by cutting and grinding. In the early stage, metals are removed and grinding is continued to reduce particle size below 50 finally and classification the particle size and carry out the resulting material is usually used as fibers in allow pertains to new material although it could also be used as fuel due to the high calorific power of resins. The main disadvantage of the method are the extensive use of energy and the poor utility for the result material when to obtain a mixture of fiber and resist storage. After the carbon fibers are cut, the resist that the remainder of this is separated and taken to a special container inside the factory. This consists of the following measures: verification, taking into account that the main problem is that the cuts are made at diagonal. This is the main factor that causes so much waste to be generated. However, it's not an option to stop cutting the sheets diagonal, is as this gives you a property or nearness to the material that is necessary for the project, together with those responsible for communication with suppliers. We will ask that the supplier send us the carbon fiber rolls and ready to rate 45 degrees in the way the rolls can be cut horizontally and vertically and no longer diagonally. This will achieve that the unsolved space of the cuts is significantly reduced and much less waste material. And finally, waste per roll is expected to decrease from the 38.8% to just 10%, and from a total of 117.6 meters using 105 meters, which is equivalent to 19% of the product. Considering that a roll costs approximately 1,800, we reduce waste from 698 per roll to 118. For the above all, we hope to reduce by 28.8% the pollution produced in only this operation.